Do not fear, Saf is here, and this is Saf Buxy from Saf Surgery. And yes, we are a show dedicated to addiction, trauma, mental health, empowerment, transformation, and coming through the other side when you think there's no way out. And we have a great, great example of a woman, a young woman who's had her trauma in her time, and used different coping mechanisms to get through her childhood, really, and now is in a place of serenity, a place of freedom, a place of just pure freedom. She really is, and her name is Eunice. And welcome back, Eunice.
Hi, thank you.
Good to have you back. And Shazza, Shazza,
I'm
Shazza.
back. I'm always back.
You're
I'm always
always
here.
back. You're always back, Shazza. Um, just before we carry on, I'd like to say that we're supporting men's mental health charity His, which is a charity dedicated to men's mental health and prevention of suicide. We're also supporting Aspire to Be Recovery Community, which is a charity dedicated to people in rehab or in recovery to help them through addiction. Of course, Mind Charity and Kenwood Trust are also our partners with this show. So without further ado, we've been talking to Eunice, and wow, you're different now, aren't you? I mean, you have a title, you've got married. Do you have any children as of yet?
Not yet.
Not
No.
yet. You call yourself a mindset identity shift facilitator, human experience eliminator. Tell me, what does that mean? Tell us all.
I have to say that it's been a very interesting journey of me committing my life to coaching. Like I never thought that I would say this 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I never thought that I could become a coach. I never thought that I could facilitate people transforming their lives. But I had this vision that if I can change my life, if I can power through these feelings of unwantedness, if I could hold on to hope that there is happiness on the other side for me, and if I just keep up a positive attitude, and if I just hold on to the hope that I would come through on the other side, and that I don't have to choose to live in pain. I don't have to continue living in my pain. And so hope for me was a huge element in helping me transform and find my path in this coaching journey. So I started off as a mindset coach to help people find the possibilities and things, reframe their mindset in their challenges and struggles, because this is how I've always reframed things for myself.
Is that and I think that's a school of thought for neuro-linguistic programming, is to reprogramming your thoughts, because you were programmed in such a way. How long ago did you start this? When did you first make the decision that, right, this is what I'm going to do?
A year and a half ago.
Okay, so it's okay. You've been married, you're in Dubai, uh, happy, free, and then you said to yourself, "This is it now. This is what I'm destined to do."
Now the thing is, the transformation actually took place very slowly since the moment I met my husband. So I met him just 3 years ago, and things started unfolding for me, and I started finding myself after I broke off the past relationship. And so this was 3 years ago. And a couple months in, I had this idea that if I can change myself, if I could find happiness, if I can find hope, then that means I can help other people do the same. I can inspire people that there is something waiting for them on the other side. And so this is when the idea sparked, and I didn't actually take action until a year and a half ago. So that's when this started. Yeah.
Wow. And do you share your story in your process of changing people's mindset?
Yes, I do. That is a huge part of the transcendence of my identity, being the person who can look back and say, look at how far I have gone. And the ability to own my story, and the ability to even like sit here and talk to you now and share my story, it really is evidence for me that I am already on the other side. I am free. I have freed myself. I'm no longer bound to the pain of my old identity, the victim.
The victim, and do you believe that that all shaped from the day your mother passed away?
Yes.
You recognize that was a big part in your life, and your second big part is meeting Diego. So it seems like two contrasts, but this is how you are and what you are today, and it's remarkable to see you without a mask on. It really is. And Shazza, talk to me.
Oh, and so happy. Nobody else is going to see your lovely, happy, smiling face, but I'm just telling everyone now that you actually beam light.
Oh, thank you.
You really do.
Really
Okay, so tell us a bit about your business then. So you started off as a mindset coach. How did you start working? How did you start helping people transform their lives? What platforms did you use? What did you train in, or if you did any training? How did that all come about? Because you made a decision. This is what you're going to do. How did it all start?
You know, it's so interesting how the mindset coach and the identity shifting coaching, how the mindset coaching transformed into identity coaching, because my coaching journey, my business journey, is a very organic process in itself. And as I grew my business, I grew myself, and I realized a lot about myself. And the decisions that I made in my business as well. So when I first started as a mindset coach, I primarily worked with people's limiting beliefs about, working against negativity, working against the things that they think they cannot do, working against some blockages, some undesirable feelings, and getting to the other side of that and training them to understand what is that inner voice telling them that is holding them back. What is their programming telling them, and developing awareness of that, so that they could actually put everything from their subconscious on the table, look at them, assess them, and be like, is this what I want? Do I want to keep feeding into the cycle, or do I want to change something about it? And so I started mindset coaching with facilitating people to raise awareness of their own thinking and their subconscious thoughts. So that's how it started.
Okay.
But this is where the transformation of my business took place, is when I realized in my mindset coaching, I was not making money. I had such a hard time making money. And I'm like, this cannot be possible. I'm a mindset coach. How is it possible that I'm not making money? And am I not the product of what I teach? Am I not the product of my service? So I'm like, there's gotta be something beyond this. And one day it just hit me. It's my identity. I'm like, what do other successful coaches have that I don't? Nothing. They have funnels, they have email lists, they have audience, but I can build that. But what is it? What is it that really sets them apart? What is it that I don't have? The opinion of myself that I am already successful. So it's my self-perception. And that's when I realized it's all in the way that I see myself. It's all in the way that I identify myself. And if I could change that, if I could actually believe that I am successful, that I've got it in me, then my world would change. And so I looked into identity shifting, and I shifted my identity, and boom, like 6 months, I was able to keep calling in those clients. I was keep able to magnetize those clients, the right people who wanted to work with me, the right people who were ready to do the work, and they were willing to pay. I was not forcing them to work with me. I was not guilting them. They wanted what I've got. So
But for someone to want what you got, they need to know what you've got. And so how did you promote what you've got? Was that through social media? Was that your first way of promoting yourself, and then you got your name out there? Is that how it all started? Usually that's the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I, in terms of like promoting and marketing, my channel was through social media. But the funny thing is, my marketing strategy, my business strategy did not change from before and after I started making money. It did not change. It was a matter of just like switching how I perceive myself. That changed. That changed my message. It changed the way I interacted with people. It changed the confidence. It changed the way that I carried myself and held space for my clients or prospects in sales calls.
You know what, Eunice? Your mother's looking down at you, and she's a very proud woman. I'm so sure the lady, the woman, the entrepreneur, the facilitator, the helper, the human being that you have become. I'm sure she's smiling up there, or wherever she is. It's and it's testament to your drive, your passion. It really is, and I commend you for that, and I thank you for sharing your story with us, Shaza.
Well, I can just say that, for our life, we're going to have positive and negative experiences. And it's the most important thing that, even though at the time it might not have been the right advice from your grandmother, but it certainly changed your life for the better. And it's changing those negative experiences into positive outcomes. And that's how anyone can get out of any bad situations. And there's always help for people that can't do it on their own.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I mean, I'm at the place now where I can look back and I say that this all happened for a reason. I have a purpose. I have a mission. I'm given the story so that I could share it and so that I could help people. So I don't feel like I am disempowered. I feel like there's something that I got to do about the story. And so that's what drives me to Power Forward.
But you only help women. What about us men out there, Eunice? We need someone like you.
Actually, I work with a lot of male clients.
Oh, you do?
It's just what my website says. It's kind of outdated.
It says be part of an amazing group of women who are passionate about self-development, empowerment, and infinite growth. That's what. Where's men? Where's men? Because you can help men too. You really can, and you
yes,
do.
Actually, yeah, I do.
So
they're free to reach out to me.
If a man or woman wants to find you, how do they find you? What's the best way to get hold of you?
So I've got this Facebook group called New Reality.
Okay.
It's what it's called. It's a New Reality Facebook group. I can share you the link later.
Sure.
And they can feel free to join. It's a very interesting community where I encourage people to dive into the vision of what a new reality could look like. It's very inspiring.
Brilliant. There's a few introductions that I'll make for you as well. And you have a website as well. What's your website?
www.chaneunice.com.
chaneunice.com. Look out for reach out to Eunice. If you can't find her, contact me on SAF Surgery on my Facebook page or my website or my Facebook group, or Speak Up and Empower group, Healing the World group, all the groups that I'm involved with, or even my email, which is info@safs-surgery.com. Wow, Shaza, you know what? It's funny because me and Shaza were talking before we started on the show, and she went for this amazing walk, and she felt fresh, reinvigorated. She said to me, today is going to be a good day, and you have just made it a better day. Isn't that right, Shaza?
Absolutely.
It can only get worse now. It can only get worse now.
I did my shower, and then I went on a great hour-long walk in through the countryside, and and then meeting you. Like, your day just improves just through doing those simple things in the morning.
Right, doesn't it?
It's all downhill from now on, though. Do you know what I mean? I can see it. Because we know what's
just
happening
keep the
next.
good vibes going.
So is there any last words that you want to say to people? Any words of inspiration, anything that you want to say to people who have either been where you've been or need to change their mindset, or any powerful positive vibes you want to give out there to our listeners?
I would say that if you don't like your reality that you're living in right now, you can always choose. If you don't like seeing what's in front of you, you can always walk out of the room and walk into another screen. And don't underestimate the power of your mind. Don't underestimate the power of your vision. On the other side of any struggle, it's simply your strength. And so if you're struggling a lot, if you feel like you can't make sense of what's happening to you, the magnitude on your strength is on the other side. Your strength will be very, very explosive.
That's beautiful.
That's
And
what I
thank you
gotta
for
say.
that. And it's like, it reminds you of one of my mentors, and you may or may not know him, is Dr. John DiMartini. And what he says is, be masters of your own destiny and not victims of your own past. And I basically what you've just said, isn't it? Be masters of your own destiny and not the victim of your own past. And that's beautiful. And thank you very much
So good.
for being here. We would love
So good.
we would love to have you back on at some point later on in the year, if you're free, to see how you're getting on and see if we can work. But I want to leave you, Shazza, say something to Eunice, man. Wow, I feel good. I knew that I would now.
I'm just thinking, Eunice has just invited us over for a business trip.
Oh, okay. Yep, I'm in for a business retreat. Sign me up.
Yeah. When are we coming to the UAE, man? When are we coming to the UAE, baby? I've got a lot of people in Dubai, actually. In fact, last year I went to Abu Dhabi, which was nice. I haven't been to Dubai for a while, but my wife and children go to Dubai regularly. So one day we may meet face to face. You never know.
It's just the backyard of the UK, you know? It's only a couple hours away.
Yeah, exactly. Well, about 4.
Shut the fuck.
4.5.
Hop on a plane.
6. And you're always welcome to the UK if you haven't been. Have you been to the UK?
I have been to the UK. Actually, I have clients from the UK too. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yay.
Well, look, we'll definitely stay in touch. Thank you very much for giving us your time, for sharing a message of hope, and that's what we're about. We're about sharing a message of hope, and sharing your story, and how you came through it. And it's so lovely to see someone who's come through something like yourself, and your smile, your whole vibe about you is just so positive, and keep that going, because that is your true quality.
Pleasure, Eunice. Absolute pleasure. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
And we'll be in touch.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, take
Will
it
do.
easy and have a great day. And yo, go Diego, go Diego. Thank you very much.
I'll let him know.
Yo, do not
Thank
fear.
you.
Saf is here, and I know things they don't know. I know.